Welcome back for the second period of play. Shots on goal in that second period for the visiting Oil Kings, 11 for a two-period total of 21. And for your SE701 Icemen, 11. Also for a two-period total of 25. Play underway here. 125 remains as Lewis fires that wide of the net. Oil Kings on a power play here to start this third period as it's turned over, and Gwinnett will chip it up to Weeks. Weeks on a breakaway. Weeks shoots. Tries to go between the legs, I think, of Beto, and he's able to hold on for a whistle. So Oil Kings provide the Icemen with a shorthanded breakaway of their own. Good job to break up the cycle there by Gwinnett and Weeks, and Gwinnett just chipped that right up to Weeks, right through the gut. Fired in on Beto, and he'll steer that aside with a right pad. Turnover, Gwinnett going to look to fire it. He does through traffic to the opposite corner. Weeks gets it up along the far boards. He's in pursuit. He'll curl back and reset up the middle. Long pass picked off by Colomb. Colomb gains his own, looking to dump that in. He's stripped off the puck by an Oil Kings player. Weeks will strip his man of the puck. Weeks, no hold on the play, no trip on the play. Weeks pulled down, no penalty, and play continues. The referees have put the whistles away to start this third period. Gwinnett gets run at by Brennan, no penalty on the play. Looks like a holding penalty coming to the leading goal scorer for the Oil Kings, Fedorowicz, so he'll go back to the sin bin. It'll be 4-on-4 for 14 seconds. For your Icemen will be on the power play. Two-goal lead here for your Icemen. Just under 2 minutes into this final frame of action from the Millwoods B Arena in Edmonton, Alberta. Icing waved off as the Iceman back to pick it up. That's off the stick of Baines, and he has to chip it to himself. Perosny will gather that up and spin into the zone. Perosny chips it back off the boards to Weeks, and now the Iceman set up on a power play. Baines fires it off the blocker of Bedouin and into the near corner. Baines forced off the puck, and it's a 3-on-1 shorthanded opportunity. Padden kicks it to the outside, tries to go back across the green over the glove of Perkis, but he's able to get a piece of it and hold on. Oil Kings looking for more now, shorthanded again. Scoring 2 shorthanded goals in this game. Puck held along the boards by Baines. He's pinned there. 4 Icemen in support. Retrieve the puck. Weeks tries to work it across to Ferris. That's turned over. Shot off the stick of Ferris and sails into the opposite corner. The Icemen now trying to gain the possession back here. Perosny chips it up to Vanderham. Vanderham knocked off the puck at center. Perosny tries to gather up a bouncing puck and does. Vanderham, short side, or sifts it back through the seam to a cutting Perosny, and Perosny tried to tuck it in. Weeks gets the puck, looks over to Vanderham. Vanderham looked for Baines on the back door, just off his stick, as that was a tic-tac-toe play, and Bedouin was still on the opposite post. Oil Kings able to strip of the puck, but Weeks keeps it in. Shot on net, bounces off Bedouin into the opposite corner as he thought he snagged it in the crest. Perosny again with the puck, back out to the point to Baines. Baines drags it, fires it upstairs, looking to go up over the glove, hits the glass. Vanderham gets it, shovels it back into the opposite corner. We're now back to 5-on-5 play. Your Icemen unable to score on that man advantage. Vanderham keeps it along the near boards, and then is hammered to the ice. That puck is fired down the length of the ice for an icing against the Oil Kings. 5-3 lead for your Icemen here with 16:28 remaining in the third period. Gwinnett in to take the draw. He's tied up on the draw. The puck is picked up by the Oil Kings. Oil Kings will move it through center. Broken up by Homulus. Homulus to Colom. He'll bank it off the boards to Knapczyk. Knapczyk chips it in off his helmet. Gwinnett picks it up to Knapczyk. Knapczyk drives to the net. And Bedouin able to cut that off as Knapczyk tried to drag it onto his forehand to get around the Oil Kings tender. Face-off won by Gwinnett. Knapczyk breaks free, fires. Good stop by Bedouin as he fought that one off. Great shot by Knapczyk getting around the top of the circle into the slot before he released that one upstairs. Hard hit right on the end boards on Gwinnett. Colom keeps that in. Gwinnett, no worse for wear, gets the puck. Drops it to Homulus. Homulus fires that into the opposite corner. Sawyers will pick that up. Just under 5 minutes into this third period as that puck fired off the stick of Homulus as the play is blown down as the net had become ajar. Homulus lasered that one as the official in the corner had to be careful not to get hit with the puck. Vanderham back out here to take the draw. He's out here with Binder and Smith. Foot and Carrero on the back end. Chip down below the goal line. Binder will give chase. He'll protect the puck down low. Work it back to Smith. Smith to Vanderham. Right in the slot. The puck's loose. Binder picks it up. Back up to Foot. Foot will chip it on the back end. Back down to Vanderham. Vanderham looks to Binder. Binder off the crossbar and up into the netting. Great setup by Vanderham. Right into the wheelhouse of Binder, and he released that quick. And elevated over the blocker of Bedouin, but does not beat the iron. Vanderham wins the draw forward. Kept in by Foot. Foot will shovel that back into the Oil Kings zone. Vanderham back to the point to Foot. Foot keeps it in on net. Kept in again by Carrero as he'll have to release. Kept in. Sent to the net. Doesn't make it. Binder to Smith. Smith has the puck. Leaves it down low for Vanderham. Smith at the front of the net. Creating a screen. Carrero through. Bedouin able to get his right pad on it. Foot tries to keep it in. Smith covers for him. Oil Kings look to try to counter here at the end of a shift for your Iceman. Vanderham to Foot. Off his stick, but it'll get into the zone as Foot. Good job to protect the puck and keep it alive. Shot. Short side. Vanderham tried to catch Bedouin cheating off the post. Bedouin able to keep that. Vanderham muscles his man off the puck momentarily, but Voss will pick it up. Kick it back to the point for the Oil Kings. Worked over to the near boards. Fired on net by Payton, and Perkis will hold on for the whistle. Good job by the Oil Kings to move it around, and Patton gets a shot in on Perkis, but no rebound and no traffic in front. Keddy in to take the draw against Weeks. Bedouin at the bench getting some repairs. He's back between the pipes. Weeks, Porosny, and Baines. Colom chips it up the boards to Baines. Baines works it up the middle. Just out of the reach of Porosny, but it'll coast back into the neutral zone. Baines gets the puck, will gain the zone. Tries to lob it into the zone, into open space for Porosny. That's broken up, and Oil Kings will have to go back and get it. It's back in the zone, turned over. Baines fires it through traffic. Bedouin able to get a piece of that with a stick and keep it out. Baines dodges a check to Porosny to Weeks. And how did that stay out? Wow, what a pass by Porosny. Worked it to Weeks, and he was all alone in front of the net. That puck all the way down for the icing. Face off to the right of Bedouin. 13:05 remaining in the third period. A 2-goal lead for your Icemen. Story of the game. 2 shorthanded goals by the Oil Kings. Weeks tries to go short side to Porosny. This Porosny Weeks Baines line back out here along with Homulus and Ferris. Ferris will work across the other side. Homulus fired into the skate, and that stung a Oil Kings player. Centering pass by Baines doesn't work. Porosny's got to work to tie his man up, and that puck right back to Weeks. Weeks lobs that deep into the Oil Kings zone, picked up by Baines. Baines right back up through the seam to Ferris. Ferris through traffic, tipped on net, just wide on the short side. Porosny strips his man of the puck, back to Ferris. Ferris, or back to Weeks. Weeks fires it on that. That's into a body. Baines with a hard hit on his man. And looks like a retaliatory slash. And I believe the Icemen are going to go on the power play here unless something else materializes. But Baines lowers the boom behind the net on his man. And Ketty returns the favor with a slash in the back of the legs with the official. Have the arm up right away on the retaliation. So your Icemen right back on the power play. 12-12 remaining in the third period. Sawyers, Knapczyk, Binder. Homulus and Colomb out here to start this power play. Binder to Sawyers, works it right in front, looking for Binder. The opposite side, picked off by the Oil Kings, and they're able to clear it down the length of the ice. Perkis will stop it for Homulus. Homulus surveys the options, kicks it to his deep partner, Colomb. Colomb with a short pass up to Knapczyk. He'll gain the zone. Work it down into the corner to Sawyers. Now the Icemen have it set up. Colomb right through the screen. Fired on net. Bedouin didn't see that. Binder gets it below the goal line. Sawyers fighting for the puck there. Last time Colomb fired it from the point, there wasn't a guy within 30 feet of him. He was able to walk into the top of the circles. That puck now gathered up by the Oil Kings and sent down into the Iceman zone. Homulus picks it up, works it up the wall to Weeks. Weeks will pick it up, drop it to Vanderham into his skates. Vanderham from his knees tries to work it behind him. Porosny, Weeks, Vanderham, Baines, and Ferris now out here for the remainder of this power play. Weeks up to Baines, it's chipped out, and Fedorowicz, the leading scorer, in on a breakaway, forehand, backhand, tries to tuck it in on the far side, but Perkis fights him off. Short-handed opportunity. Fedorowicz looking for the third short-handed goal of this game by the Oil Kings. Couldn't finish it off. Forced turnover again on the power play, your Icemen. Got to be careful here not to provide the Oil Kings anything. Let's just get back to 5-on-5 and continue on here. Penalty is expired, and the puck all the way down the ice, and that should be icing, but no, the player wasn't completely out of the box. Back to 5-on-5. Short side shot on Perkis is fought off. Shot again, another one on the short side. Perkis able to get that one elevated. Fight that one off. Vanderham takes his man into the boards. No call there. Baines will sift that up. And up to the top of the circles, but no further. Patton sends that in on net. Off the stick, a foot into the opposite corner. 9:39 remaining in the third period. Scrambly play here in the Iceman zone. Smith will chip it into the zone and give chase. Binder protects the puck. He's stripped to the puck at the Oil Kings blue line, and Powell back the other way. Powell will drag the puck. He's pushed off the puck by Foot. Foot gathers the puck up for your Iceman. Foot up to Giamaroli. Giamaroli tries to chip it up to Gwinnett and out of the zone. Now Oil Kings right in. scoring opportunity, found themselves with a 3-on-2 down low, and that centering puck held out by Perkins as he was able to get square up to the plate. Icemen need to shut things down here on defense and work on defense first here with 9:05 remaining in this third period to not give the Oil Kings a sniff. Lewis will hold that in for the Oil Kings. He's stripped off the puck by Gwinnett. Gwinnett to foot. That's forced turnover by Lewis. More scrambly play here in the Iceman zone as they need to tighten things up here. Sawyers tries to get the puck. He's bodied along the boards, but the puck just traveled out on its own. Sawyers in, looks, back door on the backhand, just off the stick of Knapsack. Let's see what penalty is upcoming. I believe it's Gwinnett will go off for interference. So Gwinnett off for interference, and the Oil Kings given another power play opportunity here. 8:33 remaining in this game. So your Icemen have to bear down here. Keep the Oil Kings from gaining momentum and getting back into this hockey game with 8.5 minutes remaining. Cologne giddies up to try to force the turnover. He does. Fanned on it by Knapsack and then pounced on by Cologne and fired down the length of the ice. Sawyers, Cologne, Knapsack, and Carrier. Work through the middle. It's a 3-on-2. Going to be called on the wave down on the offside as Lewis came in. Unforced error by the Oil Kings. Unforced error by the Oil Kings will put the face-off outside of the Iceman zone. Fedorowicz now out here with Ketty and Voss. Up front to go with Weeks and Giamaroli on the penalty kill, along with Cologne and Carrier. Carrier gathers it up. Will fire it right up the gut and down the length of the ice. Good job by Carrier to clear the puck right on Bedouin. He's got to play it by default. Puck forced almost on a turnover by Weeks. Good job by the Icemen here to just force the Oil Kings into rimming the puck around to gain zone possession versus allowing them to carry it in. Fedorowicz kicks it back to Patton. Patton looks off to Fedorowicz on the half wall. Back door, upstairs, short side, just off the heel of a stick and misses the net. Carrier gets the puck out and down the ice as he take a hit to make a play. Good job by Carrier to clear it out. Smith momentarily forces a turnover. 37 seconds remaining in the penalty. As Homulus steps up, he picks it off. Homulus will drive wide. He's going to hold the puck, kick it back out, and it's going to be an odd man rush back the other way at 2-on-1 for the Oil Kings. Shot off the stick of Ferris as he forces that up into the glass behind the net. 14 seconds remaining in the power play to Gwinnett for interference. That puck right down the side of the net, shovel to the net, loose. Penalty almost up. Shot in on Perkins, and he'll hold on as it hits the Sierra logo. As Gwinnett is out of the box, and your Icemen have killed off the penalty. The Oil Kings looking far from a 500 team right now, and after having scored 3 goals in the past 3 games in total, they have 3 on the board in this match. That puck chipped up out of the zone by Porosny. He'll giddy up and try to pick off that. Puck worked through the neutral zone to Powell. That misses its mark. Carrero protects it down along the goal line in the Iceman zone. He'll kick it up on his stick, on his skates to Baines. Baines up to Weeks, and it's just out of the line. Oil Kings having to tag up, clear the zone as Ferris will move it over to his D partner, Carrero. Carrero will lob that up and into free space as Baines catches up to that, and Porosny and Baines would have been in on a 2-on-1 just offside, so the face-off will come back outside. 5:59 remaining in the third period. A puck face-off won by the Icemen. Goes Carrero to foot, and a foot with a hard pass up to Porozny. Just out of his reach and down for an icing. The South Zone 701 Oil Kings looking for more here in the third period with 5:46 left. The Icemen looking to close things out here, wanting to play strong defensive hockey in order to not give the Oil Kings any opportunity. On that note, it's a 2-on-1 here. Weeks tries to center that. Porozny chips it just over the far side on Bedouin. Weeks gets it back. Baines fires it in right into Bedouin. Trying to go 5-0, and Bedouin able to hold on for a whistle. Quick turnover there. Your Icemen looking to capitalize there. This line of Porozny, Baines, and Weeks look to strike again. Short side on the face-off win, and Sawyers drives the net. Bedouin stands tall to keep it out. Gwinnett in to take the draw. He's tied up on the face-off. Sawyer's taken to the ice along the boards, slow to get up. A breakaway here. And a holding penalty upcoming to foot and a retaliatory. It looks like a penalty shot will be upcoming for the Oil Kings. As we mentioned, the defense first mentality here for the Icemen. But unfortunately, it's Fedorowicz, the leading scorer, that now has a penalty shot. Fedorowicz takes his time coming to the near boards. Surveys his options. 5-0. Downstairs, down low. And the Oil Kings in a one-goal game now against your Icemen, 5-4. We talk about momentum swings in a hockey game. This is it. Your Icemen had been doing a fairly good job shutting down the Oil Kings offense here in the third period, but Oil Kings granted a penalty shot, and none other than Fedorowicz, the leading scorer for the Oil Kings, gets the penalty shot and makes no excuse. Makes his mark to draw this within a one-goal game. Smith dumps his man to the ice, chips it into the zone. Smith, Giaroli, and Vanderham out here. Breakaway by Voss. Voss fires it short side. The Icemen got to wake up here and prevent Oil Kings from getting these glorious shorthanded, or these breaks and odd man rushes, or this is going to be a tie game. Chipped up and out. Vanderham's going to give chase. He's going to be held up on the play, able to get it. No penalty on the play. Rebound right there, and the Oil Kings looking to spring a guy back up the other way. Colomb forces his man off the puck. Oil Kings able to pick it up, come around the top of the circle. Shot from the point right in on Perkis. He kicks it aside. Almost a rebound to be had by the Oil Kings forward. It's chipped up and out. Vanderham's going to give chase again. He's drawn. He's held down. No penalty on the play. And the official right next to the play calls it. And it's going to be a holding penalty, and your Icemen will be back on the power play. Well, as the story of the game has been two short-handed goals, I might be inclined to decline the penalty and continue on 5-on-5. I'll look to see if your Icemen can strike on the power play and get some insurance here. Good face-off win by Weeks. Weeks to Baines. Back to Weeks to Porosny. Back door! And stopped by Bedouin and jammed into the net by Vanderham. It's a power play goal. Bedouin stretches out to make the first save on the back door, and Vanderham able to get it. So the goal is going to be Vanderham, I believe, from Ferris and Porosny. A power play goal at 16:10 of the third period. 10 seconds needed to score on the power play, and your Icemen have the insurance goal. But we are far from done here. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this third period as puck stripped to Baines. Baines short side. Nice pass by Porosny off a turnover. Stripped of the puck by Weeks. Pass back out in front by Porosny. That's picked up by the Oil Kings. They go back the other way. Conrad moves it up to his partner, Fedorowicz, the penalty shot scorer and lead scorer for this team. Good job by Heimulus to force Fedorowicz off the puck and have him back into the neutral zone. Oil Kings. Errant pass gets picked up by Heimulus, and he'll lob that right back in to the Oil Kings zone. Baines strips his man of the puck below the goal line, but that centering pass comes back out in the neutral zone. Cologne will chip that in. It doesn't get back to past the top of the circles, but the Oil Kings still having to regroup. Bad pass on the play. Baines stripped his man of the puck. Shot by Sawyers. Good job by Baines to come from behind and strip his man of the puck. Now it's a race for the puck. Keddy versus Gwinnett. Gwinnett, good job. Smart to keep it, to chip it up to Sawyers, and just called offside as it was up into the midsection of Conrad as he came over the blue line, but it was waved down on the offside. Good job by Gwinnett to just try to bank that puck off the boards hard to get it out of the blue line and force the Oil Kings to have to regroup. Carrier with the puck. Carrier to his backhand. Moves it to Gwinnett. Up to the blue line, but not out. Carrier forces his man off the puck. Hard into the boards. Centering pass. Back door. And Perkins slides across to get his pad on it. Unbelievable stop by the Iceman keeper, as that was an opportunity for the Oil Kings to get back within one again with 2:16 remaining in this final period. Oil Kings player able to come out of the scrum of four players below the goal line. Centering pass right on the tape. Perkins answered the bell. Centered again, right into the slot. Perkins holds on for a whistle. Again, the Oil Kings pushing to get back within one goal. Face off, won by the Oil Kings, but inadvertently picked up by Sawyers, cleared down the ice. The icing's going to be waved off. Knapsik's going to pursue behind the net, force the D-man to come out, make a bad pass. Knapsik will pick it up, send it right back in. Sawyer's on his horse to try to get possession. Forces his man off the puck. The Iceman still not allowing the Oil Kings to get out of the zone. The net is empty. 6-on-5 as the puck is worked over to the weak side. The Oil Kings will gather it up. Brennan comes in. One and done shot blocked by the stick of Carrier, who takes his man into the corner. Great job by Carrier to muscle his man off the puck. Puck tied up in the corner and a penalty upcoming here. I believe it might be Cologne for cross-checking, which would put your Iceman on the penalty kill and most likely on a 6-on-4 as the face-off is in the Iceman zone. So yeah, 6-on-4 man advantage with The Oil Kings goalie pulled. Bedouin has had an amazing game for the Oil Kings to keep them in this hockey game, but Oil Kings players have answered with two short-handed goals, and that one sent through traffic by Conrad. Hit something on the way to the cage. Perkis didn't see it. It went far side upstairs. Gwinnett released from the sin bin, and we are back to a one-goal game with 1:09 remaining in the third period. As mentioned, this South Zone 701 team, 3 goals in the last 3 games, now have 5 in this game against the Icemen as Bedouin returns to the cage. Chipped up and up by Carrero. Carrero up to Sawyer. Sawyer squeezed off the puck. Carrero steps up again. Forces Ketty off the puck. Hammered up to the point by Foot. Gathered up by the Oil Kings, who can't keep it in as Bedouin's out of the net. It's 6-on-5. Patton picks it up. He'll come through. Try to hit Ketty. Ketty's going to race it down as Foot fires it up the middle. Tipped off a stick into the neutral zone. And Sawyer's will give chase. 33 seconds remaining in the third period. The goalie pulled for the Oil Kings. Patton, the defenseman, charges up and over. It's offside at the blue line. Not called. Fedorowicz fires it back at the net. And it's called a goal. As the Oil Kings come in offside, but with 2 officials, it's not called. And the game is tied. And now, after speaking with the other ref, the goal is being called back on an offside. 18.6 seconds remaining in the third period. And the goal is called off to prevent the tying goal from going on the board. The 2 referees trying to ref this game by themselves with no linesman. A tough task, no less, with the speed of this game, but it was clearly offside on the zone entry. Then Conrad from the half wall fired it through traffic. Oil Kings thought they had the tying goal on the board, but I believe as of now it's still off the board, and there's 28 seconds remaining in the third period. So indeed the official is pointing to the face-off dot in front of the Iceman bench. And the coach for the Oil Kings is looking for an explanation. So the Oil Kings are looking for more time to be put back on the clock, given the fact that the goal was scored after the offside, and they will not get it. And of course, the timekeepers that work for South Zone 701 are trying to ask why time shouldn't be put back on the clock as well. Trying to help the cause. Bedouin to the bench here. I think Bedouin's gonna either stand at the bench or on the bench. So he is on the bench. So it's going to be 6-on-5. This game has turned into an entertaining one nonetheless. Wow, they almost put Gwinnett back in the box to say, oh no, they were still on the power play. So some confusion here. Gwinnett back to the players' bench. My goodness. 28 seconds remaining in this tilt. Face off at the blue line. Cleared down the length of the ice and just wide of the net. It's going to be waved down the icing as Ferris missed the cage, and the face off will come back into the Iceman zone. Face-off won. Ice down the ice, but the clock did not even go. Face-off won by the Icemen. Chipped up to the blue line and out. Knapczyk able to clear it out. Knapczyk fires it down. He's hit from behind. It's going to get waved down to the icing again. That's waved off. Penalty upcoming, I believe. It's going to be a charging penalty assessed to the Oil Kings player for hitting Knapczyk. Ketty is going to go off to the sin bin with 9.7 seconds remaining in this affair. Knapczyk up no worse for wear. The face-off deep in the Oil King zone. I haven't seen this before, but they haven't put Bedouin back in the net yet. So now they realize they got to put Bedouin back. Bedouin will be in the net, 5-on-4. Face-off with 9.7 seconds remaining. Your Icemen up 6-5. Weeks smartly wins the face-off to the end boards. Baines picks it up. He's hit by two players hard, and we'll see if anything comes of this. Oh, Sawyer's my mistake. Sawyer's up. Just run at the end of the game by two. Oil Kings players that were up frustrated with the outcome. And your Icemen evade a collapse and hold on for a 6-5 win. So your Icemen have a few things I'm sure that will be worked on for the two practices this week before next Saturday's game. At any rate, 2 points and another win for your Icemen that hold on, but SWZ701 Oil Kings gave them a run for their money. Okay. Well, thanks again for joining us from the Millwoods B Arena in Edmonton, Alberta. Your Icemen victorious 6-5 over the SWZ701 Oil Kings. And we'll see you again as you tune in next Saturday when your Icemen are back in action.